Hello peeps and welcome back to Gult's Gorge. I apologize for missing my episode on Monday. I was recovering from my birthday party and the resulting birthday live streams. So for those of you who don't know, I celebrated the big 4-0 on Sunday. So I am officially a 40-year-old now. Damn, I'm getting old. Anyway, so let's get on with what we're going to do today. Between episodes, I let my power generation run for a little while, and I have developed a fairly decent surplus of power. We are currently sitting on 12.5 giga RF in this system, and we're getting 584 RF a tick just from passive power from the solar panels that I set up. I may actually increase the number of solar panels there, I don't know yet. I'm going to turn this way so I don't spoil what's over there. Now, we got started recently with Draconic Evolution. Draconic Evolution is a lot of fun, but Draconic Evolution also has a requirement to get to the higher tiers of crafting. You can craft the Wyvern tier of most of the stuff easily enough, but if I were to try to take my stuff up to the Draconic tier, like if I wanted to make the Draconic bow, this requires fusion crafting. Let's see, what is it called? Fusion crafting injector. So we need to make a fusion crafting setup. This requires one fusion crafting core and up to 9 of these fusion crafting injectors. There are 4 tiers of the crafting injectors, all the way from basic, all the way up to chaotic. Chaotic isn't really used for a whole lot, but we're going to get there eventually anyway. It also requires this fusion crafting core, so let's start with that. This is pretty easy. It's 4 lapis blocks. Let's actually get in my crafting grid here. A Draconic core, which our system knows how to make, but I'm going to make one anyway. And that gets us our fusion crafting core. We're also going to need 9 of these basic fusion crafting injectors. So we need 9 blocks of iron, a bunch of stone, and 9 of these Draconic cores. Block of iron. And a bunch of stone, which I have a ton of, and some diamonds. So that gets us 9 basic fusion crafting injectors. Now, as for the thing that I built out here, I built a workshop for it. Now, I'm not sure I like how this looks. I wanted to go for something that was kind of like exotic and just kind of says, hey, I'm Draconic Evolution. I'm not sure if I like it or not. I do have a beacon in here for the effect, and I have some blocks of iron to activate it. Whether or not I'm going to keep it like this, I don't know. Fusion crafting core goes there. These fusion crafting injectors have to go at 1 level above or 1 level below the fusion crafting injector in a straight line no more than 3 wide. So if we're going to do 9 of them, this setup will work. If I wanted to do all 9 on one side, I could do 3 here, 3 on top of it, and 3 below it. But there is our basic setup. Now, these things require power. That's already bound to a lot of stuff. This one isn't bound to a whole lot, so we're going to bind off of this wireless energy crystal. And we're going to bind to all of these fusion crafting injectors. Doesn't matter if it passes through the block or not. And you can bind these pretty much on any side. And now, we have a basic crafting setup, but we're not going to stop there. We're actually going to go straight onto the Wyvern tier, because you need the Wyvern tier to really do anything awesome anyway. So, the Wyvern tier requires 1 Wyvern core, 2 Draconic cores, a Draconium block, and 4 diamonds for every one of these things. We're going to need 9. Which means we need 9 blocks of Draconium, we're going to need 9 wyvern cores, which means we need 36 of these draconic cores. I'm just going to make a stack. Or not. I am out of gold. Could have sworn I fixed this problem. But apparently I didn't. Once again, me starting stuff without actually... Yeah. Let's go fix this real quick. I don't think I've mined over here yet. This thing should still be set up to dig gold. It is. So we'll mine some of this up and put it through my mining system. I'm still getting this crackling in my headset. I'm not sure if you guys will be able to hear it after I get done with post-processing or not. I am hoping that the new microphone that I'm getting will help. I'm actually going to be stepping away from the headset mic and I'm going to be getting a more professional setup, complete with pop filter and boom mic. Hey! Daggers joining the real world of YouTube broadcasters. Anyway, let's drop in here. Toss a stack in here. That'll give us 3 stacks of gold. Then I need to come over here and get this thing before it glitches out. I don't know why, but if you're ever in a situation where this thing unchunk loads, it seems to have problems. Like, it'll vanish. And I don't want my digital miner to vanish. Granted, it's not that much of a pain in the ass to make, but it's fully upgraded, and I don't want to have to go through and make all the upgrades again, because it's kind of a pain in the ass. There we go. We'll let that auto balance. What are you doing in here? You are not one of my workers. Although maybe, with the number of zombies I've got here, maybe I could contract them to be workers. If I could break them of their intolerable bloodshed, they might actually make good servants. Okay, so we needed 36 of these things. That's plenty. There's my 36. We're also going to need 18 more, which I can get now. And we're going to need 36 diamonds. There we go. Oh, and the 36 of these need to be crafted into wyvern cores. I dropped these out of my inventory because sometimes it'll pull them out of your inventory and craft more of the wyvern cores, and I didn't want it to do that. Alright, so now that we've got these placed, the first thing we're going to do is break one of them. Why? Because it only takes 8 to make a wyvern core. We're going to place all of our wyvern cores in there. If you have a stack in your inventory and you right click on one of these things, you'll place the entire stack. It does work. You just have to be very mindful of the fact that you can't play, if a recipe requires 4 diamonds, you can't put all 4 on the same crafting injector. If you're doing multiple craftings, you can place all of the ones for the craftings into the same fusion crafting injector. But you can't put all of them for a single operation in. Now, we'll add the basic fusion crafting injector in here, and we have a button that says start. You can trigger this with a redstone signal if you want to automate it. Me, personally, I kind of prefer doing this manually myself. So, this is going to start drawing power. It's going to start charging. If we look up, you can see the power actually flowing from that wireless crystal into these things. And we see a force field building up around them. After the force field is fully charged, goes around there. Now you guys are going to be able to hear some crackling. That's actually a sound effect of this, not what's in my headset. It's going to charge up. And boom. Wyvern Fusion Crafting Injector. Let's place him down. Bind him to this system. Take the ones out of there. Put them in there. Break you. Do it again. We're going to repeat this for all of these. But we're also going to start working on the things that we need to make our tools more interesting. Like this bow that I have. The bow of the Wyvern. Hold control for upgrades. RF capacity, arrow damage, arrow speed, draw speed. You know, this thing takes a while to draw. Let's fix that while we're at it. You do that with upgrade keys. The upgrade key itself requires a bow that has to be full durability, 2 of these Draconic cores, some lapis and some gold, so I just need the bow. There we go. That gets me to the upgrade core. Hold shift for recipes. You can see basic requires an upgrade key, a Draconic core, 2 eyes of ender, 2 diamonds, and 2 golden apples. We'll get there. No. Pop him down. Pick that up. Pick that up, rather. Pop him in the middle, and go. Okay, so golden apples are the first requirement. Apples, not a problem. Gold, still a little bit of a problem. I may fix that in the near future. So, 2 of those. Let's see here. 2 diamonds, 2 eyes of ender. Two Draconic cores, or is it a Draconic core? A Draconic core. Could have sworn I taught my system how to make Draconic cores. Maybe I haven't. Oh well. Now, if we take a look at the uses for the bow of the Wyvern that I have. We'll see we can upgrade that to the Draconic bow. If we take a look at the uses for the upgrade key, this is where you see the recipe. This is a basic tier recipe, so we can actually do this whenever we want. However, this isn't where it stops. If you noticed on this thing, there's multiple tiers. We can see the basic tier here. The number after it is just a countdown. It keeps the thing on your screen for a certain amount of time. There you can see that's the requirement at the Draconic tier. This is the requirement at the basic tier. And this is the Wyvern tier. So we're currently working on upgrading our entire system to Wyvern tier. So we'll be able to put both the basic and the Wyvern upgrades on our bow by the time we're done here. Now, how did I end up with... I do have 6 more to go. Whatever. I must have had an extra one in my inventory. Oh yeah, I did have the extra one in my inventory because I was talking about the bow upgrade. Which, after this is done, I'm going to go ahead and do the bow upgrade, just so you guys can see the difference. As of right now, let's turn auto fire on. That way it'll automatically fire when it's fully charged. Okay? So if we fire now, about once a second, right? And whoop. Let's go ahead and pull the rest of this stuff off of here. We'll continue upgrading these in a minute. I want to do my bow upgrade. So we put the bow of the wyvern in here. And we do the upgrade key. We do the Eyes of Ender. Remember, these have to be individually stacked. Even though it calls for 2 Eyes of Ender, you can't put them both on the same crafting injector. And yes, it says basic, but these are wyvern tier. 2 diamonds. 2 golden apples. 1 draconic core. And the upgrade key, which I already put on there. We take a look in here, we can now start. Let's go ahead and start it. Now, if you're paying attention, you're going to notice that I missed something. And if you're very observant right now, you'll be able to tell what I missed. Notice this diamond doesn't have the force field around it because I didn't bind this to the system. Now that I've bound it to the system, it's going to continue charging. So if you're ever wondering why your fusion crafting isn't working, check to make sure your crafting injectors are bound properly, because if you forget to bind one after you upgrade it, it'll stall the entire process. And while that's running, let's go ahead and get these split up again so I can continue the upgrading. As soon as the wyvern bow is done, we'll put these back in the crafting injectors and we'll start upgrading this one. Now, the item showing back up in here is a bug. Nothing's actually in there except for this. The upgrade key does not get used. Wait. It's supposed to use these. Did it not work? It didn't work. Why didn't it work? Because I broke the crafting injector while it was running. That would do it. Yeah, I broke the crafting injector while it was running. So the entire process failed. Oops. Okay, 2 Eyes of Ender, 2 golden apples. I think I might actually have lost a golden apple. Or not a golden apple, I think I might have actually lost a diamond when I broke the injector. Okay, I've got you, and yeah, I lost a diamond. Okay, well, charging 87%. Oh, because these things are, yeah. Okay. Let's go get another diamond. I learned something today. If you break a crafting injector while the process is running, even after it's gotten past the charging state, it'll interrupt the process. I did not know that. So we'll wait for this to finish, and then we'll go around and we'll put the stuff back on, instead of trying to be super time efficient and break stuff off before it's done. There we go. Bow of the Wyvern, basic draw speed upgrade. And, like I said, this is not consumed. So you can reuse this upgrade key again and again. Let's go ahead and put these back on. 5 Draconic cores, 5 Draconic cores there. Diamonds, 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 diamonds. Fusion crafting injector, go. Now, remember this was about 1 second, right? Let's take a look, first of all, and make sure we don't have any upgrades for this. Auto fire is still on. Arrow base damage is still maximum. Arrow velocity is still up. Magnification is still minimum. Explosive power is still minimum. Okay? It's a little faster. I mean, it's not a lot faster, but there is... It cut a couple of frames off, it feels like. But I mean, it's just the basic tier upgrade. We can't expect miracles from it. Now, once we get all of this stuff upgraded to Wyvern tier and we put the Wyvern tier upgrade on, that should be a little more noticeable. Let's go get the stuff we need for the Wyvern tier. The Wyvern tier upgrade for the upgrade key requires 2 Nether Stars, 2 Draconic cores, 2 Emeralds, and a Wyvern core. So it actually takes 6 Draconic cores. 2 of which we'll keep in our inventory. 4 of which will get transformed into a Wyvern core. We're also going to need 2 Emeralds, 2 Nether Stars, and that should do it, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that'll do it. And what did I forget to do? No. Link the device. Don't break the link. So we're going to have 3 more to do after this. Now, you could... I guess you could make a whole bunch of these fusion crafting things and just craft 9 of the fusion crafting things all at once without having to break and replace and rebind them and then replace them all at once. But, I mean, then you're going to have a set of them sitting around that you're never going to use. I don't really see why you'd bother, you know? Place you down, bind you. It doesn't matter where you bind it to. You can bind it to the top like I just did. Come on, there we go. I'm really hoping to be able to afford a few upgrades here soon because Minecraft, with all of the mods I've been running lately, is just, it feels like it's getting clunkier and clunkier. Now that could have to do with the fact that I'm currently on a multiplayer server and it tends to lag a bit more anyway, even though my system isn't running the server part of it, it's only running the client part. The server interaction itself just seems like it draws more bandwidth and more CPU. I'm not sure if that's true or not, but I always seem to perform worse on servers than I do in single player. Still, I'd really love to upgrade this old machine of mine. With me having a new, better job now, might actually be able to do that sometime soon. Come on, charge up. There we go. One thing I am going to want to do pretty soon is I'm going to want to automate the creation of charcoal if our wood level gets too high, because right now we're sitting at damn near capped out on wood. And the only reason we're not capped out on wood is because I've been manually processing some. So I'm going to want to start setting up some auto processing. And I really need to automate that plant over there. Like, I have it set to automatically pull stuff out of the plant once it's done, but it doesn't feed ores in. You, you start. Now, while we're sitting here talking about all of this stuff, all of the upgrades, let's go ahead and have us a cheeseburger. Your armor is upgradable too. RF capacity, shield recovery. RF capacity just means that the armor holds more power, which means you can take more hits that drain power without relying on your battery. This becomes important with some of the bosses in the game. Shield capacity. You notice how at the bottom my shield is 256 out of 256? Upgrading the shield capacity on your parts will increase that shield. Shield recovery, I believe, plays a twofold role. Number one, it changes how fast the shield goes back up if it is knocked down. Like if I were to take a hit that took my shield to half, increased shield recovery, I believe, would decrease the amount of time it takes for that to recover. But it also increases the speed at which your entropy recovers. So if you're taking lots of hits really fast and your entropy is going back up, increased shield recovery not only will keep your shield boosted faster, but it'll also reduce the amount of time that entropy affects your shield recharge. That also becomes very important later on. Okay, all of these things are now bound and they are all upgraded. It's going to annoy me with all of these things being bound to the back. I'm going to bind them all at the top. There we go. That's a little less annoying. I would like to have a wireless crystal right above this thing so they all came straight down, but that's getting a little bit finicky. Being a little picky there. Okay, so the Wyvern tier upgrade. The same upgrade key with 2 emeralds, 2 nether stars, the Wyvern core, and 2 Draconic cores. And I am intentionally going to put those both in at once to show you that this does not work unless you split these cores up. If I split the cores up and put each one on its own injector, now I have the ability to start. Should also be noted that these recipes consume a buttload of power. Some of them do, anyway. The upgrade to basic took 256,000 RF. The upgrade to Wyvern tier costs 4 million. Once you have Draconic tier, the upgrade to Draconic tier costs 256 million. So it gets expensive doing some of this stuff. But it's also worth it. Boom. Bow of the Wyvern, upgraded with the Draconic, or the Wyvern tier draw speed upgrade. Let's take a look here. Arrow velocity still 100, base damage still 2, auto fire still on. Significantly faster. Let's not stop there. We noticed that there were other upgrades available. Other upgrades are available. And I just got a massive FPS drop there for whatever reason. Let's take a look at some of the other upgrade keys. We have an upgrade key for RF capacity. RF capacity can go on pretty much everything. Dig speed, which can go on your Draconic tier tools. Dig AoE, also on the Draconic tier tools. Attack damage and attack AoE goes on the Draconic tier melee weapons. Arrow damage, draw speed, and arrow speed are for the bow. Shield capacity, shield recovery is for the armor. Movement speed is specific for the boots, and jump boost is specific for the boots. Let's go ahead and make the arrow damage upgrade key, which we're going to take a few more of these Draconic cores. And let's do the arrow speed upgrade. Now, the requirements for the upgrades themselves stay the same. Each one of these things uses the same components for the upgrade. So, I left the upgrade key in the crafting injector. If we take a look at the uses for the draw speed upgrade, the basic tier was 2 golden apples, 2 diamonds, 2 eyes of ender, a draconic core, and the key, right? If we take a look at the basic tier here, it's the same thing. So all of the different items on the same tier have the same components for upgrading. So we'll need 2 eyes of ender, or 4 eyes of ender, rather. We'll need 4 diamonds. I'm gonna have to go diamond mining pretty soon. We're gonna need some more of these draconic cores. Two of them, I believe, right? Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, we don't need the draw speed upgrade anymore, so we're going to put that away. We're also going to get 2 nether stars, or 4 nether stars rather, 4 emeralds, what's the wyvern tier? We're going to need 4, 8, 9, 10. We're going to need 12 draconic cores. Eight of them to go in here and 4 to stay in my inventory. Because we need to make 2 wyvern cores. And that should do it for that tier. So we're going to come over here. We're going to upgrade our bow even further. And then we're going to see what this is going to do for us. You know what? I'm just going to do both tiers at once. So 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, and we'll start with the upgrade key for arrow damage. Pop this in and start. We're going to charge. And I'm not going to bother doing a demonstration of after each tier. I'm just going to wait until I've done the entire upgrade on this bow, and then we're going to demonstrate what it's capable of now. Now, I can't remember if the bow will retain its upgrades when you upgrade the bow itself. I know it will lose the enchantments, so I'm going to have to put the infinity enchant back on this bow when I'm done upgrading it. When I take it up to the draconic bow, it'll lose the infinity enchant. I know that. Pop that back in. And if we take a look at it, we've got basic arrow damage. Let's put basic arrow speed on it. And then let's break up the stuff that we're going to need for the next tier. Once this is done crafting, we'll go ahead and craft our next tier. Boom. We have basic arrow damage, basic arrow speed. Let's pop it back in there. And let's go 2 and 2, 2 and 2, 2, 2 and 2. Start. Now this is one of the expensive ones. If we come over here and we take a look at our power output now, you can see a visible line going out towards them. We are currently wrecking our power output. We are pulling 14,000 RF per tick. Now that's not anywhere near what this is capable of. It's capable of outputting 409,000 RF a tick. But yeah, it pulls a lot of power to do this, and this is actually nothing compared to some of the other stuff. If we take a look at what is required to craft, let's see, not the Draconic Hoe. Let's go for the Staff of Power. Oh, that's nothing. Let's take a look at the Chaotic Fusion Crafting Injector. That's not bad either. Chaotic cores, 800 million RF. That requires Awakened cores, which are 900 million or 9 million RF. If we take a look at where's the reactor stuff? Flux gate, fluid gate, fusion crafting core, energy pylon, energy core. Dislocator, energy core stabilizer, particle generator, advanced dislocator. Wonder if it's not in this version. Draconic energy core, awakened core, chaotic core. Yeah, I wonder if the draconic reactor isn't in this version that I'm using. Yeah, the energy core is for the storage. The flux gates, the fluid gates. Yeah, I don't think the reactor's in this one. So 800 million RF looks like the most powerful thing that we actually have to worry about. Alright, let's go ahead and, nope, we still need you. Let's replace you with the arrow damage key. Pop you back in there and start. I love how we can see the visible line going up there now, and the amount of energy particles that it's raining down. This thing break again? Oh, no, it's running. It's just taking its sweet time. One thing I'm going to want to change pretty soon is this. This woodcutter with the reinforced metal, it can take damage still. And that annoys me. It annoys me that I occasionally have to come out and repair that thing with reinforced metal. So we may upgrade that thing at some point to max the durability. Okay, Bow of the Wyvern. If you take a look at the profile in the lower corner, you're going to see nothing's changed, right? Arrow-based damage 2, arrow velocity modifier 100%. What's up with that? Well, it's because you have to set the power up in the HUD. If we take a look at the base damage now, base damage we can now take all the way up to 6. And arrow velocity we can now take all the way up to 300%. Magnification, we can still take it up to 300. I think you can always go to 300 with that. Explosion power, we can increase to 4. 4, if I remember right, is about the power of TNT. But let's go see what this thing is capable of doing. There's got to be a zombie around here somewhere. You know what? I'm going to allow myself just a little bit of creative liberty. I'm going to change the profile on this bow and put it back to 2 base damage. And 100% velocity. This is what it was before upgrade. going to put myself into cheat mode and give myself some zombie eggs. Okay. We spawn a zombie. There he is, right? Takes 2 shots. Let's turn auto fire off so I can actually show you how much damage 1 shot does. Oh, it's a baby zombie. And he's taking damage from the sun, even though... So, a full drawn shot does about 6 damage. Right? Let's take this up. Arrow-based damage, we're going to go to 4. And velocity up to 200%. 199 is close enough. If we take a look here, that arrow fires much faster than it did before. And if we place another zombie, we take a full power shot at him, they're now 1-hit kills. Take it up another level. Take it up to 6. Arrow velocity 300%. See if we can shoot ourselves. Normally this would be a very bad idea, but I'm wearing Draconic armor. Notice how much longer it's taking for that arrow to come back down than normal. And I missed. See if we can catch the arrow. Ah, damn it. Missed again. Anyway, the overall damage that this bow does is much higher now. It's really hard to tell with standard mobs because no standard mob in the game right now can withstand a shot from this. I could show it off using something from Botania, but I'm not really wanting to right now. I could probably show it off with an iron golem. Can I get spawn iron golem? Wraith, pirate, villager, rabbit, horse, ocelot, bat, witch, shulker, chicken. Looks like pretty much everything but, huh? Isn't this how you do it? Nope. Oh, it's a fell pumpkin. That ain't gonna work. I don't normally make iron golems, so if this doesn't work, don't laugh at me too much. Yeah, there we go, iron golem. If we shoot him, boom! 27 hit points. That one shot did 73 damage. $73 damage from a single shot from this bow. And this is just the Wyvern tier bow with 2 upgrades on it. This is pretty crazy. Now, that is going to be it for this episode. If we are going to go on to the next tier, if we're going to upgrade these beyond Wyvern tier and be able to start getting the Draconic stuff, we're going to need the Draconic Fusion Injectors. Draconic Fusion Crafting Injectors, let's not cheat a whole bunch of them in, thank you. Draconic Fusion Crafting Injectors will require Awakened Draconium blocks. The Awakened Draconium blocks are created by fusion crafting a bunch of Draconic cores and a Dragon Heart. We need 3 Dragon Hearts. I believe I have 1. I don't even have 1. So we are going to have to go do something about that. Meaning, we're going to have to go kill the end dragon. And not once, but a bunch of times. And I think I have a way to do that and make it not quite so much of a pain in the ass. But we're going to get into that next episode. For right now, this has been Night Dagger with episode 26 of Let's Play on Gult's Gorge. Hope you guys are enjoying the series so far, and I'll catch you later, peeps.